Hello, America. You thinking about moving to Oklahoma? You want to know more about the Oklahoma luxury market? Today's video is going to be all about the Oklahoma City luxury market. We're going to go over stats. We're going to go over a couple amazing golf course neighborhoods. And don't forget, in Oklahoma, luxury is easily just a million plus. That's it, folks. So we're not talking about, 50 million or 25 million dollar penthouses downtown. We're talking about million plus homes. So for a lot of you, you're going to get the most craziest mansions in the world, and that's exactly what Brad and I are going to go over today. Whew, man, Brad, how was your week?
Oh man, it's good. It was good. Had some really cool real estate happenings and some new sellers getting their houses ready for the market. And yeah, man, it's really good. Super blessed. Celebrated my 40th birthday this past weekend. Yeah, I know I'm 40, so
Dude, you don't look a
it's
day
all
over 25.
it's all uphill. Thanks. I keep my beard short, my hair short because the grays pop out. But Josh, you're 40, aren't you?
No, Brad, I'm not 40.
Well, hey, so what are we going to talk about today?
Well, we're going to talk about Oklahoma City luxury market, and we're going to talk about tips for sellers of luxury homes and tips for buyers of luxury homes. Nothing dramatic, super straightforward, like things you would just be like common sense, but things that we run into when we're helping our luxury Oklahoma City home buyers and sellers. Brad, what is a great tip for a seller when it comes time to sell their luxury listing?
Great tips for sellers are have your house ready to put on the market. Don't be scrambling around trying to get stuff done and just list it because, it's very important right now to, especially in the luxury market,
You want to
to
you
have your house ready to go
and
and
one
in
of the
the
things
best possible shape for every buyer to see. So that's going to help you get the most amount of money for your house.
and one of the things I could think of that falls right in along with that, Brad, is showings. I've ran into it, and I'm sure you've ran into it too, where if whoever has the home available on the listing and it's a lister show, which is perfectly fine, nothing wrong with lister shows at all. But imagine there's one buyer for every house, one buyer for every house. Imagine that buyer is only in town for 4 weeks because Oklahoma City is a layover, and they're in between a flight from, well, there are flights straight from New York straight to LA, but imagine they're in a layover. One second.
Bless you. Bless you.
Oh, man. Sorry about that. And they only have 4 hours to look at a home. And there's only two homes that meet their criteria. One is yours, one is your luxury home, and another is someone else's luxury home. And they're basically the same home on paper, the exact same home on paper. One just happens to be located in Galardia, and then one just happens to be located in Nichols Hills, for example. Okay. What if, and nothing wrong with Lister Show, but what if the agent representing your house doesn't work with everyone in his office? What if that agent doesn't work with other agents to ensure buyers in this scenario are able to get in the home and make a decision? Okay. So you have to make darn sure when you're having those interviews with the agents that you're going to hire to list your home. Brad and I will be your first call, and then get some other opinions if you want. But the cool thing about working with Brad and I is we have over 864 agents in our office to help us with lister show appointments. Now, not just any agent is going to be out there representing your luxury home. Okay. Agents who are very knowledgeable, that work really closely with Brad, that know how to handle objections, that are true salesmen and true saleswomen, and how to feature your property to the consumer. Those are the ones that are going to be working with Brad and I if neither Brad and I are available at that time that the buyer wants to bring their buyer by. Because the worst thing that could happen to you as a luxury home seller is your listing agent not be able to get that buyer in the door, in my opinion. In my opinion. If the buyer can't get in the door, there's two matching properties. They just happen to be in different locations, one in Gaillardia, for example, one in Nichols Hills, for example, and they can't get in yours, but they get in the other, and they're an impulse buyer. What do you think is going to happen? You think you're going to get your home sold?
Not for what you want.
Or not right away? That buyer is probably going to go buy the home they can get into. That buyer might feel snubbed. Is that the word, Brad? That buyer might feel snubbed that they couldn't see your home. You know, Oklahoma's luxury listings, they're beautiful properties. They're expensive properties. $1 million isn't a drop in a bucket. It's a lot of money, but they're not as expensive as other luxury listings on the East Coast, West Coast, on the beachfront property, et cetera, et cetera. So buyers in this price range are able to buy. They just buy. Make sure your inventory, make sure your home is available for them to buy. That's the number one tip that I could give to a seller of a luxury listing.
I think that's awesome. Yeah.
Buyer tips, Brad?
So as a buyer, it's super, super, super important right now to not waste any time and, to be able to pounce when you see the property you want. So in order to do that, you need to have your pre-qualifications completed. So you need to have met with the lender if you're getting financing, or you need to have a of proof of funds ready to present just in case that opportunity for that house comes on the market. Guys, we're in a situation right now where it's first come, first serve, you know, and especially in the luxury market because we have limited amount of listings. So if you're not ready to pounce and if you're not ready to make a decision, you don't want any roadblocks or any barriers set up. You want everything to be a go. And that's the last thing you want is you see the perfect house and you're in the right situation and everything's good. And then you're like, well, maybe I should probably try to get financing. Then you find out that the amount you thought you were going to pay monthly and then the amount of money you have for a down payment is not what you thought it was. And then you're blindsided. And then you're like, oh man, I just wasted my time. And then you got your hopes up, which is something we definitely do not want to do as real estate agents is give you false hopes because, that's the worst thing ever. You go to bed at night and you have all these dreams and you got the perfect house, you got the perfect situation, you're planning the kids' schools. If you have kids, you're planning, golf trip outings, you're planning vacations, everything, and you got to put the brakes on it. So get financing, have your pre-qual. That's actually step one. When you call Josh or I, we're going to go over these situations with you, and it's not to, give you flack or not want to show you the house because we want to work for you and work with you. It's just we got to be ready. So that's what I would say, Josh. What is the tip you have for a luxury buyer?
Well, right along those same lines is on that letter of approval if you're doing the jumbo loan financing, or on your letter of funds if you're just buying it with cash, you're going to sell some Tesla stock or something. Or maybe you just sold maybe you just got bought out on Twitter and you want to move to Oklahoma. You got a bunch of Twitter stock you just sold. On that letter of funds, we need your banker's contact info on it because every listing agent who 9 times out of 10, they're going to need the letter of funds to get you in the house to begin with. No one's just going to let someone walk through their luxury listing in Oklahoma, even though they're typically just $1 million plus, which isn't a lot compared to other luxury markets. It is a lot here. They still have personal property in those properties that might be worth just as much as the house or more. So they need that letter of funds and they want that banker's contact info on it to call that banker and verify everything on that letter. Okay. So we can't just start touring you through houses without letting the listing agents verify your letter of funds. So as soon as you know that you're going to be coming here to look at houses over the weekend or coming here to look at houses, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever, we need your banker's info and you need to call them and say, hey, I'm going to have my agents call you and they're going to need a letter of funds for just get one for 5 million and you should be good in Oklahoma. There shouldn't be too many properties over 5 million that won't meet your criteria. I mean, you can buy houses on little bitty islands for like for 5 million in the Galardia Country Club. It's totally cool. It's totally cool. But call them, say that Brad and I are going to give them a call. And when we give them a call, we're going to say, hey, we're going to be looking at these 4 houses. Here are the listing agents' info. They will probably be calling you to verify this letter, and here's who they are. That way your banker knows that they're available. And if you're coming on the weekend, tell your banker, hey, take their calls this weekend. Take their calls this weekend. Because if we find the perfect house, if one of those houses on the island, the second gate in Galardia comes available, and you're like, oh my gosh, Josh, oh my gosh, Brad. And we're like, I know, right? You want that banker to be able to verify your letter of funds so we can get your offer accepted, so we can start doing the due diligence. We can get in the foundation companies, the heat and air companies, the whatever type of companies you want to come do the due diligence on the house, the roofers, et cetera, et cetera. We can coordinate with the HOA, all the HOA transition fees and things. The last house that Brad and I sold in Galardia, I think it was like is it a $6,000 a year application fee to the HOA? It's either $5,000 or $6,000 application fee just to the HOA to get accepted to the HOA. But we need to get all that stuff lined out to get it going for you. So have the banker's contact info on the letter of funds, or if you're using a loan, the loan approval letter, and make sure they know that Brad and I are going to be calling to tell him which listing agents are going to be verifying that letter. Does that make sense? Thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Thumbs up if that makes sense when it comes time to buy your luxury property. All right. Cool. All right, guys. So Brad, I know that it's with you, God, family, and country. But number 4, Brad, is that golfing?
I like to golf, play a little
Yeah,
golf.
yeah. God, family, country, and
I'm
then
not
golfing.
great. I'm not great at it, but I'm getting better, and I'm trying to get my girls into golf because that would be awesome.
Yes, that would be some great daughter daddy time out there on the golf course. That would be awesome. We want to talk to you guys about 2 different amazing luxury neighborhoods in the Oklahoma City market today. We want to talk to you about Galardia, and we want to talk to you about Rose Creek. So Galardia, guys, look at that clubhouse. That's the clubhouse, right, Brad? Am I right? That's the clubhouse.
That is
I'm
a
pretty sure that's
clubhouse.
the clubhouse. Yeah, guys.
That is a clubhouse for Galardia, and those ponds are all stocked with bass, and yeah, that's it. That is just what a view.
So, guys, they've got all sorts of different membership levels because just because you buy in the neighborhood, that doesn't get you an automatic country club membership. You've got to join the different memberships. Give us a call, shoot, text us, email. We'll get you guys this information so you can call them and chat with them about it. But if you want to have your wedding, there's weddings, there's meeting centers, there's galleries, there's all sorts of stuff. And then when it comes down to golfing over there, it's an 18-hole golf course on more than 250 acres of land, guys. 250 acres of land. How long does it take to go through that course, Brad?
Typically, you're looking at 3.5 to 4 hours, depending on the day. And it's a super challenging course. It's got a really nice layout, and makes the par fours and the par fives are pretty long there, and the par threes are pretty tight. So you got to be precise, but it will challenge your golf game. Um, got a lot of friends that are members out there, and some of our customers play out there regularly.
And so when you're thinking about Galardia, guys, it's located right here in the northwest corner of Oklahoma City, just right across the street from Mercy Hospital and things like that. But if you're constantly taking the airplane to go out of town, it's just a short trip down the turnpike to get to the airport. Here is the airport right here. So you could just jump down the turnpike and go to the airport, or you could jump down Portland and go to the airport when you're living in Galardia. But the turnpike is typically going to be less traffic than going down Portland is, or Lake Hefner Parkway, because Lake Hefner Parkway has a ton of congestion. way less congestion over here. So it probably only take you, I'm going to say tops 25 minutes to get to the Will Rogers using the turnpike, Brad. Does that sound about right?
Yep, that's very accurate.
And then it's probably going to take you about 35 minutes if you take Portland, just because of all the traffic on Portland. So great location. And then tons of food and restaurants and family things and non-family things for all those people that want to do that all along Memorial right here. And Galardia sits right on top of Memorial. So easy, just blocks away, literally. Tons of dining, tons of food, tons of stuff to do, friends, family, couples, etc., etc. What do you think about the location of Galardia, Brad? Do you think it's a pretty decent location or no?
Yeah, I like it, Josh. It's really close to one of my favorite restaurants, Charleston's. Um, it's probably 5 minutes from there, and then you got gas stations, you've got schools. Deer Creek schools are right there, and it's kind of on the outskirts. It's more. It used to be a really rural area, but now it's being a little more populated, and I mean, you have access to pretty much anything you need right there.
Yeah, I love the location.
Restaurants, shopping, all that stuff. So it is a great location.
And one of the guys who specializes in training on luxury properties and stuff like that, they say whatever the top 5% of the purchase price is for the area, that's what's considered luxury. So Galardia easily hits those numbers. You could buy into Galardia for as low as 675. That's probably one of the are they called garden homes, Brad? Garden style homes?
Yeah, I think they have zero lot lines.
That yeah, zero lot lines, garden style homes for only
So if you're looking
675.
for something with low maintenance, those are really great because you don't have to. A lot of people in the luxury markets, they pay people to do landscaping and take care of their yard, but you'll have very limited amount of yard work and things of that nature with a zero lot line. Hey, one thing that's really cool is so there's a house in there for $151 a foot, Josh. $151 a square foot, and the highest priced home in there is $326 a foot.
Yeah, these solds really show you the difference in house in the neighborhood. And I believe the 156 a foot ones are those garden style homes, those zero lot line homes. And then, of course, the more dollar per square foot, the more value the home has. So that home will probably have, the 4, the 6, the 8 car garage, the infinity pool. It'll be looking over one of the ponds with the fountains, or maybe the ninth hole or 18th hole, et cetera, et cetera. So the more expensive the home is, of course, too, it'll probably have more square foot. So the more elaborate your home is, like in any market, the more dollar per square foot it is because the more value it has. So you could easily buy into Galardia for as low as 675. And there's homes that Brad and I have seen in there in the past for up to 5 million. But over the last 90 days, the most expensive home that's sold there in the Galardia market has been 2,065,000. So these are some awesome homes, guys. And that $2 million home had 6,300 square feet. That's a lot of beds and baths.
Yes, and cool thing too is most of the houses are going to be around the 2001 to 2014 age. So not brand new houses, but pretty premier styling houses. So not a lot of people have to update a lot in these neighborhoods.
Absolutely. What's another amazing golf course luxury neighborhood that you love, Brad?
Hey, so when I'm thinking of Oklahoma City golf course neighborhoods, one that comes to mind is Rose Creek, Josh. So Rose Creek, it's located on the north side of Oklahoma City. It's actually probably 5 miles from Galardia would be
Yeah,
my
I'm so
guess,
sorry. Let
five
me
to
get that pulled up.
six.
I'm sorry. Keep talking.
No,
Sorry.
you're good. You're good, but it's just a little bit north, a little bit farther northeast of Galardia, and it sits. It's also a gated neighborhood, and the really cool thing about Rose Creek is houses back directly up to Rose Creek, but this neighborhood, I know for a fact, has their own fireworks show. So
That's
during the
got to be
4th of
exciting.
July, they have their own fireworks show. People in both of these neighborhoods are driving around in golf carts almost exclusively. So you could sell your car and just putt around in a golf cart. Um, a lot of you're going to have a lot of different variety homes in Rose Creek. I think you can buy in there for around 600,000, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. One actually sold for only 520, Brad, within the last 90 days. They were able to
Oh,
get in there for only
nice.
520,000. And guys, in the luxury market is designed as the top 5%. So the two neighborhoods that we're talking about, they have beautiful luxurious homes, and then as you can see, they still have homes that are very affordable compared to the US median home sales price, and they're still pretty large homes. That home, Brad, that sold for only 520,000, Brad, it still had 3,463 square feet. That's still a huge house. I wouldn't want to vacuum that.
Yeah, yeah, 4-bedroom house. You know, and I'm pretty sure that's also in the same school district as well. Rose
Yeah,
Creek, I think, feeds into Deer Creek.
I think you're right.
Um, so when we think of that, we think of luxury.
Yeah, and the
Um,
golf course is awesome. I love
and it's
driving
right
down Rose
there.
Creek.
Like it's so easy to get to. And they have stock ponds as well. I fished in some of their ponds and caught some decent sized fish. They have wonderful neighborhood amenities. I don't know if there's a park in there. I believe there.
There's a rec center, I think, right here.
Yep,
Or is
yep.
that the
They have
country
the rec
club?
center, the country club. Both of the country clubs, so Rose Creek and Galardia, both have kind of a night atmosphere. They have a restaurant inside their country club, and they promote, weddings, concerts, events, birthday parties, all kinds of stuff. So you're never going to run out of things to do in either one of these neighborhoods.
No, in Rose Creek, they have a tennis club too. Is that right? Where you can do tennis tournaments and all that stuff, or do they just have like tennis courts to use, or do they have an actual program?
I'm not sure. We'll have to kind of look into that. I don't know. I don't remember the tennis side of things.
Yeah, they've got some
I know
amazing
they've
tennis
got
courts
I know they've got
in
3 tennis
Galardia.
courts and a
In Galardia,
basketball
sorry.
court. Oh, this is Galardia?
Yep, sorry,
Yeah,
sorry. I
Galardia
misspoke.
does have a tennis.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
That's my fault. I said it wrong, Brad. But Rose Creek, Brad, this is like its own little water park, dude. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at those slides. That is
Yeah, you're
awesome.
never yeah. And during 4th of July, it's really cool. I've had some friends that have lived in there, and we just sat on their back porch and watched a fireworks show pretty much in their backyard. So,
Dude, do they do pickup games in Rose Creek on the weekends?
like basketball,
Yeah, right here.
I'm sure they do. Yeah, there's basketball going.
Dude,
There's
dude, that is
probably all.
awesome.
I mean, but yeah, you can't go wrong with either one of these neighborhoods. These are premier neighborhoods that, as we're looking at the average days on market, these houses sell pretty quick.
The good ones do. The good ones always do. Yes, sir. Let me pull that back up. I'm sorry. Yeah, the good ones always do. You're looking at average days on market, 46. Oh, Siri thinks I'm talking to her, everyone. Sorry about that. I wasn't talking to you, Siri. 46 for Rose Creek, average days on market. When we're looking at Galardia, we're looking at 80. Now, remember, guys, sometimes sellers don't always listen to Brad and I when it comes to pricing. It doesn't, when you've got two homes that are exact same, it doesn't matter how much money you spend on marketing. If the pricing's not right, no buyer's going to buy it. If you've got a Corvette and a Malibu and they're both priced the same, which one do you think they're going to buy? I mean, it comes down to value of the home, perceived value of the home by the buyer. So pricing is key. So some of these houses that are taking 183 days to sell, over 412 days on the market, guys, the pricing's just not there. It's just not there. If it was priced right, a buyer would have bought it. No matter the price range, no matter the market, no matter the time of the year, no matter how much money Brad and I spend on marketing, the price is the is the number one key to every sale when it comes to real estate, when it comes to groceries at the grocery store. It's always about pricing.
It's got to be priced effectively too. If it's a house that needs a little bit of work, then we have to price it there.
Yeah,
Uh,
if it's 20
I think
years
that's a
outdated,
super, because often we think about price and we're like, oh yeah, it's got to be priced around these comparables. Well, what is your comparable? Are you comparing this to a luxury house that is completely updated, that has new paint, that has a new kitchen, that has, all these things? Or are you comparing it to a house that has been lived in and the seller has chosen to sell it as is and not do anything? Well, we need to price it there because, like you said, Josh, if it's priced right, it'll sell. Closings happen every single day in any type of market. They will forever. People are always buying and selling houses.
407 closings in the last 7 days, as of yesterday. In the last 7 days, 407 closings, people. And there are lot premiums. Don't let Brad and I make you feel not grateful and not knowledgeable. Look, there's lot premiums, there's wall premiums. If you've got a perimeter wall, that adds value. All these things add value, but we've got to really look at what that value is and what the value is to the perceived buyer. If you're on the green on the ninth hole, yeah, there's a lot premium there. If you're backing up to the biggest pond or the biggest lake with the 3 fountains in it, there's a lot premium there. But that premium is at a certain amount. It's not at a crazy amount.
And I will add too, our luxury market compared to, say, a Florida or a California or something on the coast, we don't have the risk of your house.
We don't
You
have
know,
the risk of it blanked out, Brad. We don't have the risk of.
sorry, got a phone call. Um, I gotta turn these off. Uh, did that show up on there?
No. It only blanked out. It
Okay.
only
It
blinked out.
showed
That's
up
all
on
it did.
my iPad, and I was like, "Oh wait, I don't need that number on there. I don't want nobody calling them." So, yeah, I totally lost my train of thought there. But
You were comparing homes in Oklahoma to the coastal homes,
yeah,
and then
because we're
you're
getting a lot of people moving from those coasts to Oklahoma, and the risk factor is a lot lower for something luxury here.
okay. I see what you're saying. Yep.
And my
Yep.
face just got really big. So my
No, it
bad.
looks great. I like that view. It looks good. I don't know what happened, but that looks good. And then Brad, let's start wrapping it up. I don't want to keep these people too much for their
No,
lunch.
you're good. I gotta run here in a
Okay.
minute. So
When you're looking at the luxury market, guys, in Oklahoma, this is $1 million plus homes. Okay. We that's a lot for homes here in Oklahoma, and that's going to buy you some beautiful mansions. So we're only going to do bottom line $1 million plus. When you're looking at these homes, folks, over the last why is that on a monthly average? Okay, looking at the last 5 years on a monthly average, your sales price has been pretty steady at around $1,200,000 for the last 5 years. Yeah, $1,200,000 for the last 5 years. Now you got a couple of the large mansions selling, bumping up to 2.6 in 2019, 2.2 in 2020, 2.2 in 2021. But our luxury listings median sales price stays around 1.2. You folks have to give Brad and I a call, a text, an email. You got to look at some of these houses and everything that comes with it. I mean, some of these houses on are on acreage estates and horse neighborhoods, like neighborhoods built with riding trails, neighborhoods built with horse boarding barns. Is that what they're called? Boarding barns. You've got your golf course neighborhoods. You've got your lakefront property neighborhoods. For only 1.2, guys, you could get some amazing, amazing private luxurious homes in the Oklahoma City real estate market. And then, guys, I wanted to show you this too. The days on the market for the good homes, it's still low, just like Brad was talking about. When it does come time to buy and you do find the one that you want, keep in mind on the median, the days on market is pretty low. We're looking at over the last almost full year. Well, that's a crazy house that was on there forever. From March to now, the luxury market is seeing average days on market below 37, and a lot of them in the low 20s. So that's it. Brad and I wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. If there's some neighborhoods down in Norman you want to know more about for next week's video, please let us know. Brad and I, we do this to keep you guys updated on the Oklahoma City real estate market. We're absolutely here to earn your business when it comes that time. And then what's the best way for them to get a hold of us, Brad?
Hey guys, you need to reach out to us, give us a call, shoot us a text, the number below. We're the guys that answer the phone calls, text, and emails, and we'll put you in touch with the right people and help you find your new house. So as much as we love making these videos, guys, we are licensed real estate agents in the state of Oklahoma, and always feel free to reach out, give us a call with any of your real estate needs or questions.
Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell if you want. You don't have to if you don't want to, because
it does help us out.
Yeah, but YouTube will throw us in your algorithm if you subscribe to the channel. Uncle Fester and Brad, we're here for you.
Since you said algorithm, Josh, we could probably tag that in our video, right?
Yes, these are great videos for the algorithm. Algorithm. See you, Brad.
Algorithm. All right. I'm going to have to get. Enjoyed it, as always.
See you, man.
See you.